that Katie is the one who, and I'm not saying it's because she knows what happened to Sebastian, but she was the last person that was with him. And so she does hold the most information, at least up until the point that he went missing.
What information do you think she holds?
Well, I'm going to get to that.
Well, then do me a favor. Let's just get to it.
Okay.
Don't pour
So,
gravy on the mashed potatoes. Just serve the stuff up.
Chris, I'm really trying to be respectful, and this is a very
I am too. So please just get to it.
Okay.
No,
so
you're
we would
interrupting.
really love to hear from Katie about his body language that day. We've heard from others who are not necessarily good sources about his body language at the bowling alley and his body language here and there. And so we're just really trying to pick up on Sebastian's mood because it could help us understand what led to him walking away off the front porch out the front door.
Absolutely, Nicole.
Well, that is something that if she decides to answer, that's on her. But what I know is even on video, Sebastian was having a great day. He was in a great mood. He got to go to BJ's. He had a colossal popcorn. He hung out with family. He went and played.
He got to go to BJ's versus what? He got to go. So if mom went and he didn't get to go, where would Sebastian be? Dude, I think this is way worse than we ever imagined.
Played video games at Strike and Spare. After that, he went and had dinner at Texas Roadhouse. He ate his whole meal. I mean, everything in the video, even the videos that Seth has seen, he doesn't show any negative signs of he's upset or anything like that. As far as we all know, Sebastian had a great day.
Sebastian had a great day. And I hate to be weird here, okay, but I'm going to get a little weird because I've been, thinking kind of deep about this. And as much of a bastard as this guy is, and as much as he convinces himself of these sick things that he says, do you think it's possible that he's actually convinced himself that he's done Sebastian a favor? That he got to have this wonderful last day. But then the kid had to go. The kid had to go. Because then he had, on March 6th, a hearing for Faith. February 26th was when he went away, and March 6th was when he had a hearing for Faith. And if you go back and look at his docket, after Faith's visit at Christmas time, so we know that Faith came and visited at Christmas time, and by just piecing this together, okay, she came and visited. Sebastian wasn't allowed to see her. He went to Seth. But we found out that Sebastian was FaceTiming her. And then on January 12th of 2024, Nina filed an emergency order for custody. After Faith returned back to New Mexico, she filed for custody and a restraint, like temporary emergency, like an emergency order. I feel like something happened when Sebastian was FaceTiming with Faith, maybe. Was he using the open hand on his little girl? Or did Faith tell Sebastian something? Or did Faith tell Nina something? Something went down after her visit at Christmas. But see, this is what I'm thinking. If you go back and look at those court dates, and then Sebastian Right. It could be either way, like Sebastian told Faith and Faith told Nina. I mean, somehow, something got back to Nina. I don't know. It probably was Faith. He was FaceTiming. And from what Seth said over Christmas, he would FaceTime Faith for hours. Faith is 6. So Faith goes back to New Mexico. Within less than 2 weeks, Nina has filed an emergency order. Something happened in Tennessee. So then we have, like I said, this hearing on March 6th. God knows what transpired between mid-January and February 26th. So we really have like a month's time where I think something really went down. Like after she filed that emergency hearing, maybe depositions were taken, because in the court doc, there is actually from January 17th, a deposition from Katie Proudfoot, or an affidavit of Katie Proudfoot. So, it put everything kind of in perspective as far as the timeline. Because, you know, how Katie says, we've been combing through those weeks prior and we just can't figure it out. They combed the weeks prior. Yeah, the weeks prior was when all of this shit went down. So take a look. Oh, that's right. He was also ordered. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I had my dates wrong. On the 2nd of January. See this? Emergency ex parte motion for modification of custody. We're starting at the bottom. Witness list, request for hearing. This is on the 2nd of January. Then we have a motion, emergency ex parte motion for modification of custody, filed on January 2nd. Audio log notes. I don't know what that means. They had an emergency hearing, so within 3 days, they had to have a hearing. They had it on Zoom. They had it on January 5th of 2024 on Zoom. And they scheduled a hearing for March the 5th on that day. An evidentiary hearing. Do you know what that means? That's when you bring all your evidence in that you have. So if you have, you know, statements, maybe from a witness, that's when you're going to bring in your witness statements, your evidence. Okay. So that happened on the 5th. They scheduled it for 3/5, which March 5th. Then look up here on the 8th, they got an affidavit of Katie Proudfoot on the 8th of January. On the 10th, they got an affidavit of Michael Tinker. He's a PI that works for the Bauer Sox. They also have an affidavit of legal services based for the lawyer, whatever. Affidavit amended by Michael Tinker. Maybe he's a lawyer. This is all going down like from the 8th to the 17th of January. So then on the 17th, we also have a response from Proudfoot on the 17th. Okay. So on the 17th, he responded to this ex parte, like, you're not getting custody, completed briefing. Then they said there's a notice of a trial on the merits by Zoom scheduled for March 5th. See this? March 5th. Okay. Then we go up here, And now let's pull up the second one. I've got another screenshot. It kind of makes sense of what was going on in their household, right? I mean, it's kind of like when we talked about James and Jennifer Crumbly, and it was like, oh my God, he got like a child support order on the day before Ethan did the shooting. Like, a lot was going on. So now if we go down here to the 24th, if you look at January 24th of 2024, it says hearing. Now you can see the whole thing. Look at this shit. It says 3/5/24 at 8:30 a.m. XER ex parte motion for modification of custody and psychological evaluation. She wants to take custody, and their hearing is the 5th of March. And Sebastian goes missing on February 26th. And this guy couldn't give a rat's ass. He just happened to disappear on the Sunday night, the week before that hearing. There's the motive right there. There's the motive right there. He's going to have flying colors up his ass when he goes to prison. Don't worry, Chris. It won't hurt too much.
I mean, it sounds like a really great day. I mean, they did a lot. I was just curious. And
so anyway, that brings me back to premeditation. Show the kid a good day. Katie, call up my sister. Go pick up my niece. Go have a great day with the kid. Go have a great day with the kid. Get him whatever he wants today. Take him shopping with you. And let's face it, if Faith told her mother something, like, let's say Sebastian said, oh, wow, you get to sleep in a bed? Like, I got to sleep in the garage. And Faith was like, what the fuck? And what if Nina actually prompted something and maybe CPS was contacted by New Mexico? Possibly. I mean, I'm giving them a little bit too much credit. But what if the school was contacted and a teacher or a counselor sat down with Sebastian? I mean, it could have went that way as well. He obviously did something that warranted them to order. A judge ordered him a psychological evaluation. Maybe it was for her. Maybe he wanted her to get one. Oh, that could be. Okay, that could be, even though he's the one that needs it. Hush pup. You could be right. Thank you. That's why we talk this stuff out. I mean, we don't know. It could have been Faith saying something to Sebastian, Sebastian saying something to Faith. Somehow it got back to Nina. Nina filed an emergency order. We know that. But I don't think if she filed it, it would be for her. But unless she was going to prove herself to say, I'm not the fucking crazy one, because this is what guys like this do. They manipulate and they gaslight you to make you think you're crazy. It may not be a psych eval for him. It might have been her because he painted her as crazy.
like I said, I mean, every relationship is different, and you're protective of Katie and who she communicates without you.
Protective of Katie, my ass.
I think that has been a little bit difficult.
But right, hold on a second. But for the record, Katie can speak when she so chooses. Yep. And she's done interviews without me.
No, I'm not talking about interviews.
But she spoke without me.
Okay.
I want to clear up something that Chris said about Sebastian going to live with Seth. And Chris, you may ask, what does this have to do with Sebastian missing? It's all part of the narrative. It could mean he ran away. And that is, Chris, did you not say that he was not looking forward to going to live with his father.
Oh, now he's gonna try to bullshit us.
He
Okay.
was not overstimulated.
Okay, so that wasn't.
Oh, this is when Chloe asks him. See, Chloe was getting too close. Chloe asks, "Is that a normal weekend for you guys?" And he would not. He was such a dick. He would not give a straight answer.
If you're saying that because he didn't want to go live with his dad, he potentially ran away, is that a possibility? Sure, we'll put that out there.
Okay.
But quite honestly, what goes on between Seth, me, his mom, and our households is none of the public's business. If it had something to do with his disappearance, I would understand that, but it doesn't.
Well, we don't know that.
Well, I understand it. That's why we're making this clear.
And that's
Right.
why I asked about his day, because I
Let's
didn't
go back
know.
to the day. Okay, go ahead, Megan.
No, okay. So, Chris, you don't know me very well. I have 2 decades of experience working with autistic children in different capacities. So I do understand they are all different. I do understand that day may have been very overstimulating for him. So that's why I was asking if that was a normal day for him. And if it wasn't, that just gives me more information that maybe he was very overstimulated that day.
Chris?
So one more time, I'm so sorry.
I was just saying, in my experience with autistic children, obviously they're all different. But if this was not a normal day for Sebastian on Sunday when he went and did all of these things, and it sounds like he was gone from home for a while, if this wasn't a normal day for him, would this have been an overstimulating day for him? Is this something normal? Does he normally go to BJ's and bowling and all of these things on a weekend, or was this kind of like a special thing? And if it was a special thing, what caused it to be special? Was there an occasion?
If it was a special thing, a mother and a son bonding and just having a good time.
I'm not being ugly at all.
I'm not. I'm making the
is this a normal day for them on a weekend? For them to do
our days fluctuate. Monday through Friday, we're a working family, just like everybody else out there. And when the weekend comes, that's when you get a lot of stuff done. You go a lot of places, you do a lot of things. And a lot of times that's where, you go and spend time with your kids and do extra things. Sebastian's not in sports like most kids. So we don't spend ball time at the ballpark. When Seth has Sebastian on the weekends, he goes and does fishing and things like that with Sebastian just as well. I mean, Seth works long hours. I work long hours.
And I'm not saying any of that is suspicious at all, Chris. I'm just asking if that was normal. Because if it wasn't normal and he was overstimulated, that could be a reason for him to have ran out of the house.
No, he was not overstimulated.
Okay, so that wasn't one of the possible reasons for him to leave.
Sounds to me like they gave him a good day. He got to go to BJ's. He got to get a colossal popcorn.
Here's what I'll say. Everything is on the table.
Sure is.
Nothing has been taken off the table.
You're right.
Period.
That's
the same statement law enforcement has made. That's the same statement I'm going to tell you every single day in and day out.
Katie gave my son to your mother and father. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Oh.
Say it one more time.
Do you not want to say that?
Oh.
Well, we can move on. So
No. I want to hear it.
There's a rumor out there, Chris,
That
your mom and your dad have Sebastian. It's been brought up to me.
Oh, there is a rumor out there, Chris, that your mom and your dad, or your mom, has Sebastian. Now, this is where we have to think about the two infinities. Could this freak him out? Because was he using Mama Bowersox's car? And he don't want his mom to get in trouble. Maybe Mama don't know. Maybe he just borrowed her car.
Seth, darn good well. You got a question about my
I'm just asking.
You pick up the
I didn't
phone.
take me somewhere to like a boot camp or anything like that, and Katie just thought I wouldn't accept it.
I don't think Seth is being accusatory. I think he's just trying to clear up a bunch of BS that's been online.
Right, and I'm trying, and I'm telling you, if he's had this suspicion, he's got my mother's phone number. He can pick up the phone and call her. She is not afraid to
No,
answer any
Chris, I'm not
questions.
saying you. I don't want to talk to your mom. I want to talk to you, and I want to talk to Katie.
Well, it's real simple, Seth. Don't pour gravy on the mashed potatoes. Just serve this stuff up.
Be sure to check out my other videos and playlists for more true crime content. And if that's not enough, you can join our Patreon. Don't have a tinfoil hat? It's okay. We'll make you one. It's that easy. See you guys in the next video.
See you later. Bye.